right? And then we have to set this thing over our controller whenever we use the collection view. Now, this may work, okay? This may work, but it is a bad implementation. Pay attention. It is a bad implementation because this thing belongs to the views, right? This thing belongs to the views. Okay, it is not the model. It is not the controller. This Pinterest layout is not the controller. It belongs to the views, right? If you go over the UI collection view layout, right, you see that it actually is not like a subclass of UI view, but it's rather like a class that calculates stuff for our views. So it's also inside the views. Okay, it's not the controller. So it shouldn't have any reference to the controller. That's the basics of MVC. The views doesn't talk directly or doesn't control the controller. Why? Because the views and the models should be very separate from the controller. The controller is different from app to app, but the model and the views should be the same whenever, no matter you are using the same views or no matter you are using the same layout in this app over here or that app over here, right? Or this controller over here or that controller over here. When you do this, number one is that you limit this class to only be used by this specific Newsfeed collection view controller. Number two is it can lead to very serious memory leak, meaning that this thing gets destroyed by iOS lifecycle anytime, and we don't know about it, and we still use that, and it's still keep the reference inside the memory reference, right? So that is bad implementation. We are not allowed to do this. Seriously, it may still work, but we shouldn't do that because it doesn't conform to MVC. So how can we do that? How can we somehow talking from the views over here to which is this layout class from the views to the controller, to the collection view controller, right? Now, here's the secret. The secret is in iOS, there's this paradigm, there's this method or this design pattern in iOS that you use all the time. But it is just very abstract. It is just goes that developers usually don't know. And that is something we call delegate. Okay, delegation. For example, I'm talking to the phone, right? I'm talking over the phone to some friend, blah, 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 like that. And then I want to have a cup of coffee or a drink like this, right? And because I'm talking to the phone, I'm doing serious stuff, I'm teaching like this, and I want to have a cup of coffee or want to have a drink. I cannot just leave you right here and go and get some water. Rather, I should delegate the job of taking the water, getting the water to someone else, right? So I should delegate that. It's the same here, the same idea. The idea here is that this Pinterest layout class, it doesn't know or it is not capable of calculating the photo height and the caption height. So it should delegate that work to someone else. So whenever someone else wants to take the job, they have to provide us that photo height and the caption height. The way you do that is you create a protocol, and then you have the reference to the protocol, not the controller. Okay, very, very two different things. So here we have a protocol like this called Pinterest Layout Delegate. I know some of you, this is like basically this is like ABC. But a lot of people and a lot of students in our academy like Totalize, Blueprint or Socialize Your Apps, it is hard and this is new. And this is what the most people ignore it. So I have to be very, very detailed here for you and hope that you enjoy this. I know this takes long because it is hard. It's hard for me to explain it and it's hard for me to implement this thing. So I just personally, it's really selfish that I just want to explain it later on. If I forgot about it, I just go back and watch the video by myself. Okay, so the Pinterest layout delegate, it is a protocol, and we want to make sure it is a class protocol so that we can have the reference in here, optional, those kind of stuff. So we have function, for the collection view, and we provide the collection view of UI collection view, and we want to have the height for the photo at the index path, which is an index path like this. Index path like that, with the width, right, with the width of a CG float like this. And because we want to know what is the height for the photo at this index path with the width, we have to return the CG float, which is the height for the photo. Now, basic here, what is a protocol? A protocol simply means that a set of rules, right, a blueprint of rules that anyone who conforms to these rules, who conforms to this law, has to implement. In this case, whoever is the delegate, is our delegate, is this Pinterest layout delegate, has to implement these methods to give us those informations. Okay? Whoever conforms to this protocol has to implement these methods to give us those information. Okay? So another function is collection view and collection view, UI collection view, like this, and height for caption at the index path of index path like this, with the width of a CG float, and we also return a CG float like that, right? Make sense? Okay, now inside our Pinterest layout, inside the Pinterest layout, we'll declare that we will have a delegate which is of type Pinterest layout delegate optional. It is optional because it may be nil. Someone may not be our delegate, right? And then we are going to do inside the prepare like this, right? Whenever we want to have the photo height and the caption height, then we'll do the delegate dot, what is that? Collection view height for photo at, collection view height for photo like this, potential, height for photo, not height for caption. So we have the collection view like this, height of the photo at the index path with the width of our width like this, right? Make sense? So the next thing we'll have, oh, by the way, we'll have to ungrab this thing. Okay, and then we have the delegate. Now, when we ungrab this thing, it will crash if you don't have the collection view controller conforming to this guy. Okay, so it is a good crash. It is a good crash because if without the photo height and without the caption height, none of this will work. So it is a good crash. Or maybe a better implementation would be you have some assertion over here, right? You assert that the delegate is not nil because someone has to set to be our delegate, something like that. Okay. So with the width, do we have the width? Yeah. Use a local variable. Let me see what's the error message. Before, we have to declare this width over here. Okay, so we have the width, and the delegate here is collection view height for the caption, collection view for the caption. So collection view like this for the caption at this index path with a width of this, and we also ungrab this thing. Okay, now, there's a lot of things. So let's see. Force ungrab. Okay, let's do it like that. We delete the ungrab. How about this? Delegate collection view. Okay, so all we did is that we have parentheses over here and the parentheses at the end like that, and we ungrab it, okay? Because this is a CG float like that. So it doesn't allow us for some reason ungrab outside of that. Okay, now everything is built, succeeded. Pretty cool. Okay, now the next work is that this phrase over here, make the controller tell that. It means that the controller, the collection view controller, should be our delegate, right? Should be our delegate. And also, we need to make the controller to use this Pinterest layout. So, let's go over here. And the way that you're going to use this Pinterest layout class, here we go. Go over the main